Hello folks, the Y Guy here again. Welcome to my home on this very beautiful winter morning. The name of this video is called The Y Guy Exposes Fraudulent Bible Teachers. You know, I woke up one morning with this on my mind, and I thought, I think I better share this. Because, you know, some subscribers on my YouTube channel actually have called me a Bible teacher. Can you believe that? Yeah, I mean no insult to any of you who say that about me, but that's a joke. You know, from my perspective. Because in my opinion, there's no such thing. There's no such beast as a Bible teacher. There just isn't. Other than honesty, there's a reason I call myself an opinionist. Because that's all Bible teachers are, if they too were honest with themselves and with the rest of us. I'm what some would consider an accomplished musician, okay? Because I've taught music for over 40 years, so I know the difference between teaching and simply giving an opinion. I have experienced firsthand, deep inside of me, music. I've experienced music rather than just listening to it and reading about it. A good teacher teaches from experience over and above academics. Yes, it's true that any of us can teach out of a book and offer an opinion. All right? But there's not as much life and excitement in that method as compared to offering an opinion that's based upon experience. I hope that made sense. You know, as an example, it's not my opinion, okay, that there's 12 notes in a chromatic scale. It's a fact. Unless you're Japanese, of course. But let's not chase that rabbit. However, as a matter of preference, if I were to tell my student that one note or chord that they happen to be playing might sound better than another, then that's my opinion. That's all it is. It's my opinion. I judge, and that's a key word, judge. I judge what sounds better to me, and that's the key. Pun intended. Okay? When it comes to the Bible, here's the difference, though. See if you guys relate. Most Bible teachers consider what is written in the Bible as fact. Obviously, I'm not a Bible teacher then, simply because it's in the Bible. Again, obviously, I'm not a Bible teacher because I don't consider it a fact just because it happens to be in the Bible. Run from these type of teachers, folks. Run from them as fast as you can. Okay? They are false teachers who will accuse you or anyone who doesn't agree with what is written in their specific Bible. They will accuse you as a false teacher or false prophet or false whatever religious term that they happen to come up with. All right? They are pots calling a kettle black. You know, this kind of unteachable attitude that they have is cognitive dissonance. See, that's caused by years of brainwashing, indoctrination, ignorance, deception, and lies. So why do I think this? First, they're not honest. They're just not honest that their understanding is based upon their opinion. You follow me? And second, they base their teaching upon words printed in a book, no duh, that they consider infallible, even though those words in their book originally did not even come from their native tongue, culture, or time. Furthermore, scripture of our day came from copies of translations, from numerous copies which were all written and translated by fallible men. How odd. Isn't it odd that common sense flies out the window with most Christians? It just does. It's weird. It did with me too. So yes, I'm weird. Lastly, the words in the book, they're written by men from a different culture and time, like I said previously, and long dead. So there's no way to question them. Are you following me? Do you remember what I said about experience? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a time machine? And was able to speak their language too, of course. Anyway, in this case, we have no experience, no personal one-on-one interaction experience. But wait, we have come to know, though, experienced, and have believed the love which God has for us. God is love, and the one who abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. Quote from 1 John 4:16. And some might be thinking, aha, why God, you just did what you accused others of doing by basing your opinion on a Bible verse. No, I did not. Instead, I'm using a Bible verse to confirm an experience. Did you catch that? You know what? If the Bible didn't exist, my experience would still be valid. Why? Because God is love, and I have experienced his love abiding in me, even if the Bible never existed. Do you see the difference? Okay, an indoctrinated, deceived Christian will use Scripture instead of love to validate their opinion and or their belief. Okay, follow me on this. On the other hand, check this out. The opposite action is correct in judging or validating Scripture's accuracy by basing it on love. Did you see the difference? I'm going to repeat that. An indoctrinated, deceived Christian will use Scripture instead of love to validate their opinion or their belief. However, on the other hand, the opposite action is correct in judging and validating the accuracy of Scripture by basing it on love. I hope you caught that. This is critical to understanding Scripture. This is how you rightly divide the word of truth from the words that are not true. Okay, you follow me? In closing this video, 1 John passage that I quoted earlier is a perfect example of something extremely important. Not only is it self-contextualizing, meaning it's true for all time, no matter when it was written or to whom it was written, and irrespective if it was recorded in the Bible or not. But most importantly, it was obviously based on God's love, okay? Even though the men that wrote that at the time, that wrote these words, it's based on their reality, what their experience was, as in the experience of God's love in them. I hope you follow me. So are we to believe that their experience that they had, their experience of love, wasn't based upon truth simply because the Bible wasn't even written yet? Are you following me? I know I was a little sarcastic humor there. My point, God's love is true, always. Whereas the words in the Bible may or may not be true, especially those words that happen to slander God's love. Okay, Jesus said that he was one with God, as well as claiming he is the only way, truth, and life. So stop living, Christians, stop living as if the Bible was the only way, truth, and life. Okay? I know a lot of you folks aren't going to agree with this, and it's okay. And if you are going to leave comments on this video in disagreement, please be polite, or else I'll just delete them. Look me up on Facebook under an avatar name of John Anthony Jones. I also have a private, that's a public timeline, I have a private group called the Y Guy Group. Go figure, right? Anyway, look me up there. And consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. And give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Apparently the thumbs mean something, or else they wouldn't be there. It's supposed to help the channel somehow. I'm going to leave a link to the 3 books that I've got published, and they're good sized books, folks. They're not little beady paperbacks. They're good sized books. And I'm going to leave a link to both Patreon and Coffee if you so inclined. Feel that that's what you should do. Thank you for viewing.